So we're heading into another bank holiday weekend. It's been another busy week at Satori Accounting. We've made a lot of progress actually in relation to client work this week. So much so that it looks like we are going to have all of our client year-end work up as far as year ending up to the end of February. Um, all completed and signed off by end of May, first week of June, which is just about within our target turnaround time of 3 months from year end for our team. And it's something we haven't been hitting for the last couple of years. So that's a big step forward for us in terms of our own internal targets. But as a client service measurement as well, it's a really, really good step forward. Things that we did this week would have been with a new client. We've been looking at their first year-end accounts with us, and they've booked quarterly reviews with us. So we actually looked at their year-end up to the end of last year and sort of for quarter one or thereabouts, a wee bit into quarter two for the current year. And we're going to revisit that in the next quarter as well. But it's the first time the client has had an opportunity to actually see figures more than once a year. And they kind of got a feeling that they are able to have their finger on the pulse. It's hospitality business, so they need to know what their average weekly turnovers kind of running at. We're going to give them an average weekly turnover target based on their current margins and overheads. This is what they need to hit in order to make the business profitable and they cover its current commitments in terms of debt finance. And that was a really interesting exercise. The client was really happy to at least get some kind of understanding as to what three key numbers they need to be measuring in their business. So that was good progress for them. Working on an R&D tax case with the client, and that should be getting finished off between now and early next week. We were working with a charity client to sort of help them understand their reserves in terms of some of the queries that come back from a funder, and helping them understand and helping their board understand how they can have designated reserves as opposed to just unrestricted reserves. So that's something I was working on with that particular client as well. And today we were working on our year-end case for a client whose business has grown at pace, but cash flow is a major problem, which is quite often the case when you've got a growing business like that. So they do have finance costs, and we've had discussions around that, but also discussions around some of their processing because their margin didn't look right in certain areas. So we've actually done a sort of deep dive exercise to make sure that they've actually built out all the work that they were meant to build out for that year. We have found a couple of things so far, but nothing major. But I do think we could end up helping the client identify why there's an 80 grand variance in one of their numbers. So this is the beauty of working with us and with Xero, is that we want to go further than just the service level numbers. We want to get stuck into the source level data. We want to really understand, has all the transactions been properly accounted for, and then point business owners in the right direction of where they need to go next to be able to change those numbers and what decisions they need to make. So from my point of view, it has been a really good week. Getting within that 3-month target's a big thing for us, and it's something we're going to continue to work on and we're striving for the year ahead. And we've got a great team in place to do that. So we're looking to work with more small business owners, more family business owners for the rest of this year. If any of this kind of conversation is what you want to be having with your accountant and you want to speak to your accountant more often during the year, please get in touch. More than happy to have a chat and see what we can do to help your family business take its next step.